invited a bunch of amazing guests for that. And I want to request some support. So I'm saying this basically to Angel and Stu. And that is regarding setting up the documents that we use to promote the show and to connect with the speakers on the show. It really takes me hours to put that together, and I it's not really fair to Stu and the other speakers, and promoting the show then gets held up to the last moment, which is again what's happening today. And I saw that Stu, you were kind of talking with one of the speakers, Arthur Kanigas, about that, which is. But I was actually going to mention this on this call anyway, before you and Arthur got into that, because just formatting the whole thing is something that we can have other people working on, and it takes me hours to do it. I've got so much other stuff happening, it doesn't really make sense. So I hope that we can make that happen with some of the new folks who are stepping up to get involved. Other than that, I do hope that we have Alana joining us today. I think she said she was going to be joining us, and she's going to be doing some publicity going into 11 days. So I'm interested to talk about that.
Rick, can you hear me?
Who is that?
Dr. Fantastic?
Yes. And I just want to finish my, what I'm saying, which I'm pretty much going to finish with. And then if you want to make a comment, or Stu or Angel, since I mentioned you all, and then we will go back to the introductions that we started talking that we would do. But basically, Alana is stepping up with doing things like publicity and also reaching out to major funders. And I think she's got a beautiful new document that she's going to be sharing with us. Hopefully she's able to get on the call, and we'll do that. I think that's about it. Did you want to make a comment, Dr. Fantastic? And certainly would like to hear from you, but I'm going to turn that over to Shannon.
I would love to make a comment. Yeah, I just heard about your group, and it's a very positive group, and it's fantastic. I started a group or a movement 2 years ago called the Be Fantastic Movement, and it originated around the question, "How are you?" which everyone gets asked every day of their lives, and they typically answer, "Good," and "How are you?" And it's a 600-year-old question. It comes from the days of the Black Plague, when it would save your life to ask it, but you didn't ask it, you shouted it from a great distance. And as you know, words matter. And today we live in a very stressful time. And I came up with a better answer, because that 600-year-old answer, "I'm good," to that rhetorical question, which it is today, although it is apropos that we have a pandemic upon us. But when you say the word fantastic, it's an energy word. And as I said, words matter. The word fantastic forces you to smile, as you just did. The smile releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which make you feel fantastic, and it reduces your stress. And with less stress, science says you live 5 minutes longer every time you smile or laugh. So I'm on a mission. I'm on 108 days. I've been traveling the country, going to city councils, going to companies, and going to individuals, and encouraging them to delete the word "good" from the vocabulary. Don't say "have a good day." Don't say "you look good." Don't say "you did a good job." And certainly when someone says "how are you," don't say "I'm good." Say you're fantastic. Say have a fantastic day. Words matter, and this one word, this one change in the way we talk to each other can actually make the world a kinder, more civil place. Because it's a kind thing when you say the word fantastic, because you're making someone smile, which is very healthy. You're making someone feel good, look good, and live longer, literally. So they call me Dr. Fantastic because I have the prescription for a happier and longer life. And it really is just being kind and civil. And being replacing the word good is where it's at. Now I have a website called Be Fantastic Today. I have a YouTube. Every day I make a video on YouTube, and that's Be Fantastic. That's B-E Fantastic. And that's my mission, and I love coordinating with groups like yourselves who are doing or trying to do well for others. And it's time we had to change to where it's not I, it's we. I love the fact that it's we, because we're all in this together. We all need to be kind to one another. We all need to be civil to one another. And the simple fact that you're going to be asked how you are every single day for the rest of your life, watch what happens when you use the word fantastic. And even if you're not fantastic, it'll make you feel better. The word fantastic means unimaginably good and beautiful. It's widely underused. It's an energy word, and I'm down with. I think if you throw away good and you replace it with fantastic, you'll live longer and be happier.
Fantastic! Thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure. It really is.
And thank you for introducing yourself. Can you just say where you are, and then we'll go. Then I'm going to turn this back to Shannon.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Los Angeles, but right now I'm in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. On my 108th tour, every day I stop at a new place, interview someone who I think is fantastic, bring fantastic spots where I go. You know, one last thing I want to say is I've videotaped a lot of BLM protests all around the country, Seattle, San Diego, Sacramento, and I've actually videotaped down to one person protesting. So I've videotaped tens of thousands and down to one. So it's a fantastic journey I'm on.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Shannon, take it away. You're muted, Shannon.
Yes, I did. I wanted to demonstrate what we want people to do. Thanks, Dr. Fantastic. And it is a good reminder for all of us to think about our language and how it influences our thought and our being. So, yay. Welcome to We. And as you kind of listen, you may hear places where you feel that you want to put your energy in terms of the campaigns. Sounds like there's a lot throughout all the campaigns that you might want to contribute to it. Find your place there. So, thanks. So I wonder if we could have Shruti introduce herself and kind of let us know how you came to be here and what you might need or want to contribute to the words to guide us.
Hi, so my name is Shruti and I live in North Carolina, and I'm really passionate about helping the environment because I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, and like if we know enough about it, we can make a great big change with everybody working together. And I think this is a great organization.
So Shruti, how did you come to find the We?
Well, I was looking for environmental volunteer opportunities, and then I came across your website, and it looked really cool.
Great, thanks, Shruti. That's great. So I think that you'll hear Sue speak a little bit later and talk about what she's doing and with that campaign and other people, and kind of see where you might want to contribute and be a part of the We campaign. So thanks. Shruti, did you have a word that you would like to add to our words in terms of what to guide us forward?
Well, I'm not sure if this word's on the list, but something along the words of like sorry or like understanding, like admitting you're wrong.
Okay, great. You can put that on there. Thank you, Shruti. Those are good things to remember, right? Yeah. So, Daniel, do you want to introduce yourself? You may be muted. If you can unmute yourself, that would be great.
Technology.
There you go. Hi, Daniel. Oops, you had it for a moment, it looked like. So why don't we move to Peter, and then we'll come back to you, Daniel, okay? So Peter, would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Yes. Excuse me. Peter Melton. I live near Santa Cruz, California. I've known about the We the World for many years. In fact, it was fun to track back to an email I sent Rick in 2009, I think it was. But anyway, always been on the fringe of knowing what's happening in the peace movement in particular, and then got really big into the climate movement, and then reconnected in a big way with Rick and the gang through World Unity Week last month, where I got majorly involved in many different facets, from youth to climate to dance to film to men's work, along with my own projects, launching a new peace sign into the world, and I write spirited children's fables. So somewhere mixed in all of that, I weave into a whole bunch of things that you guys are up to, and as Rick and I realized our deep connection and love for Kermit the Frog, I've been wanting to play more. There's Kermit watching over us. Yep. Thank you very much, Kermit. It's nice to have you there. And get to practice my impersonation now and then. And so, yeah, just really looking to find how I can weave into what you guys have been up to and are going to be up to. And I love the visioning process of what it is that we could do in this so powerful window of time. Leading up to September and every day before September. And to address that, I have co-launched a program called the Conversation.cc, which is already a 12 hours a day ongoing Zoom conversation, online Zoom operator transformational portal, if you will. So ongoing conversations that break into breakout rooms and allow everybody to have ongoing conversations about the pressing issues of our day, because I think we find ourselves in an extremely urgent situation, the urgency of which is not being presented very many places very powerfully. And that's one of my quests as well. And it really brings folks present. So within all of that is my dance here. Great to be here with all of you guys.
Thank you, Peter. But great to have you. And also, just so people know, if they don't see the chat box, Peter added the word yes to our word.
And I'd like to add another word now that I've thought about it more. My number one favorite word is remember, or remembering, or that we're in a mass remembering is what's happening in my experience right now.
And thinking about that word, remembering, right? So, great words to guide us going forward. So thank you for that contribution. So Jackie, you're joining us for the first time. Okay, well, you're working on it. Can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Okay, well, thank you for connecting me right after words. I'm a writer, and I've come to the work that I've been doing for the last 30 years, which is creating writing groups that connect people across languages, across ages, across different backgrounds. I didn't know I was doing it. It happened kind of surreptitiously, and now I've been doing everything on Zoom, and I was doing a workshop at the City College in New York at the Colin Powell School of Civic Engagement. Almost all of those kids were having some form of trouble. They were first-generation Americans. They took to this writing. They wrote their stories. They opened to each other. There's more males than females in a way I'd never seen before. And I was kind of content to be doing this in a, not that small, but in America. And I realized this is a fantastic tool for global connection and transformation. And the stories that people write in community heal. They heal individuals and they heal groups. So I don't know how, what, or why. I don't even know who sent me the link to this beautiful group, but the minute I saw it, I said yes. So I want to learn more, and I want to find out how this can help and how I can.
Exciting. Welcome, Jackie. Do you have a word? Did you have a particular word you want to contribute?
Yes. Well, I'll give you the word for my organization, which is the power of our stories. And it is the hour, because people write individual stories thinking they're alone, and then when they bring them to life, other people say, oh my gosh, that touches my soul. So
Yes. Thank you, Jackie, and I think you found your thing. Definitely, we are a group of story collectors, storytellers, and more importantly, in the process of creating a new collective story. And so we're very excited that you're with us, and you might want to just check out, I have a story wagon. We want to check out the stories that Sue is involved with in terms of that. So great, thanks, and welcome. Makes my heart happy to hear all this. One of the things that we did decide last week is that it would be helpful when we do our updates to kind of do it, as Rick was saying, like a virtual talking circle, meaning that we have to find some way of being able to say we're complete and we can pass it on to the next person. And in the circles that I participate in, we always say when we're done kind of speaking and wrapping up, we always say we're all related. And we do that to, as Peter said, remember ourselves. Remember the we. So as we do our update, I'll ask the folks that are updating to just maybe keep that in mind, and we'll make it kind of a practice kind of going forward as a way of helping us to let each other know when we come to completion, because we all have different styles of talking. We all have different, they often talk to my community. I've done a lot of adaptation, but that we have such a long pause that people are done talking and they got to jump in there, and it's a whole cultural thing that happens. So in order to kind of be respectful and present with each other, I would invite us to just begin that particular practice then. So with that, I'm going to say we're all related, and I'm going to pass it to Sue to give us her.
Well, I thank you. It is such a joy to meet all of you. Because as everybody coming in for the first or not very long time, as you each speak, I can hear exactly where you fit in to our storytelling. We call it a collaborative storytelling adventure. And I've been working with Weave the World for almost 2 years now, trying to figure out how do I tell this collaborative storytelling adventure. And we've been getting closer and closer to it, mostly by, these weekly meetings, and then by our monthly Welcome to We show. And Rick mentioned that we have a show tomorrow night, and I'm going to show you what I have developed for that show that I feel like is going to be the answer to your dilemma, Rick, because I spent a whole lot of time on this, and it serves many purposes for me, being able to tell the new story. So let me just share my screen, And host disabled participants screen sharing. Ready?
Should be good now.
Yep, I've got it. Oh, you get to see all my nest. So here we go. I've got a presentation. I think this is the first slide. And so this is the beginnings. This is the draft version of the Welcome to We Printernet Gazette. Some of you have seen previous draft versions, but this one is on our the format that we will be using going forward. And it's on a Google Slides. And I'll show you that this particular one is for the show tomorrow night. I can see that I need to make exactly the same kind of thing for this meeting today. With all of you who are here, each of you has a story, right? And as we were just saying, we have a collective story, and that's the story of the whole human family. So here we are. It's the Sage and Sue Blythe. That's me. And you're just in time to help the We team create a gift for life on Earth to celebrate the International Day of Peace in September. And our mission is to make this vision of the Earth Charter a reality. And I say in North Central Florida, but this is set up so that you can say that in your part of the world. And so the goal of this whole thing that we're doing is from the Earth Charter, and it says, let ours be a time remembered for the awakening of a new reference for life, the firm resolve to achieve sustainability, the quickening of the struggle for justice and peace, and the joyful celebration of life. So I feel like that includes everything that everybody is talking about. We've got 16 principles to work on and a wonderful story to tell. So this is our topic for tomorrow night, World Citizens Ending Racism, Creating a Sustainable Future. And it lists the guests and the questions. How do racial equity and justice intersect with the climate emergency? And what can we do together that we can't do on our own? So here we go. We've got our speakers, Arthur, Carissa, Amy, and Sana Akila, who is Sana's grandmother, and Sue Blythe, that's me. And this is the beginning. These are the characters that are telling our little children's story. And then our job as the youth and the adults and the elders is to support the story that the children want to tell. And so that's the way it's been developing. So Karen, who is one of our co-hosts, has a show that she's envisioned called Miss Kindness's Global Neighborhood, and we have a pilot. And so we'll be showing a little of that. And here's our fearless founder, Rick Ulfik. And so as you see, we have a slide for everybody who's involved. This is the kind of thing I think we need to have for every meeting where we have a number of people together who hear each other and can begin to say, what can we do together that we can't do on our own? And then we get into the storytelling, and then Spider Sage says, welcome to the Climate Collaboratory. So kids, you've heard what the guest panelists have to say. What can we do together that we can't do on our own?
Well, everybody, they may want me to stop the recording, so I'll stop it at this point. It sounds like a great group, though. Hope you enjoyed what you heard.